The views and opinions expressed on this program or the products endorsed on this program are not necessarily those of KTLV Radio.
Good morning, Oklahoma City, and welcome to the Clara Luper Show. In a moment, your host, Sister Clara Luper.
Come on, Jesus. Come on, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy holiday greetings to you wherever you are. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today's show belongs to Bristow, Oklahoma. This is the day that we have waited for. This is an exciting day, the day that you and I can get together and have a conversation together. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show. And today's show is being brought to you by some people that are extremely interested in your holiday. They want you to have a happy holiday season. Ron, Kay, and Renee's Beauty Complex would like to say happy holiday season to you. I haven't told you too much about that beauty complex because I wanted to save it for today. Ron, Kay, and Renee's Beauty Complex is located at 4701 North Martin Luther King. It's a beauty salon, but it's more than a beauty salon. They specialize in special barber cuts. There are classes in entrepreneurship. The telephone number is 427-0787. Now, when you go to see Mrs. Betty Mack and tell her that you heard about it on the Clara Luper Holiday Special Show. How about some leftover turkey? Would you like some turkey? How about that? What are you going to do with your leftover turkey? Well, I know one thing. I know one thing for sure. You had turkey yesterday. You had ham. But anyway, we had the opportunity to spend Thanksgiving holidays with Dr. and Mrs. Mark Wilson. That's Shelley, Mark, and their two children, and it was quite a treat. Ted Hamlin of 4101 Northwest 122nd Street would like to extend holiday greetings to each one of you. You may call him at 755-9023. That's Ted Hamlin. Rodale Hornbeck from Vance Motor Company say you need a car. Call him. That's Rodale Hornbeck. Just call Vance Motor Company and ask for Rodale. Holiday greetings are extended to you from the Roth Funeral Home located at 2930 Northeast 36th Street in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Marie would like to thank all of you. She's had a glorious Thanksgiving with all of her family visiting her in Oklahoma City, but she's back on duty today. Marie Petite Beauty Shop and Clothes Closet, located at 1917 Northeast 24th Street in Oklahoma City. That telephone number is 427-7922. When you think of the holiday season, you got to think of Gloria Matthews, who entertained the patrons, the friends, with an old-fashioned Thanksgiving dinner. Now, this was something to behold. You haven't seen anything until you have seen Gloria Matthews' Thanksgiving celebration. Oh, it was held at the daycare center, Johnson's Shadina's Daycare Center in Oklahoma City. Friends, relatives, they were there, enjoying good food at 1643 Northeast 50th Street in Oklahoma City. That telephone number is 424-4656. Now, you haven't had anything until you've had some of Gloria Matthews' chitlins, Gloria Matthews' baked ham, Gloria Matthews' baked turkey. And forget everything until you get some of her dressing. I don't know how she makes it, but she does a terrific job. Well, holiday greetings are extended to you from Johnson Shadina's Daycare. And speaking of holiday greetings are extended to you from Temple Funeral Home, located at 2801 North Kelly Street in Oklahoma City. Now, they are the ones that they say they care. But if you need a home, call Carbon Real Estate. Carbon Real Estate. Call Carbon. Carbon will put you in a home at the flick of your fingers. You're paying all that rent and complaining. Carl Carbon said you don't have to do that. All you have to do is to come by, see him, and he will tell you exactly what to do and how to do it. Well, the holiday season means a season of remembrance. How you remember your friends with flowers. Yes, with flowers. And I can tell you where you can get some flowers that will suit your intellectual appetite. And that is at Black's Flower Shop. I'll be telling you more about that as we go into the program. But I want to say thanks, because Thanksgiving season and this holiday season is a time that we pause and we say thanks. I would certainly like to thank the people in Bristol, Oklahoma, for giving me the opportunity to speak at that big banquet last Saturday night. The theme was Stepping Up, Moving Forward, and they were all there. Mrs. Cynthia Hill was the mistress of ceremony. She's the president of the Bristow chapter, NACP. One thing that we shall always remember is the musical selections that was given by the Bristow Gospel Travelers, and those are some singers. The Bristow Gospel Travelers sang the songs that we love so dearly. But I'm going to tell you something. Did you know that a preacher down in Bristow, Oklahoma, prepared the meal, and that dinner was out of sight? Cornish hen, oh my gracious alive. But I never heard of a preacher preparing a meal. But I can't say that anymore, because that preacher did a job. And that music by the Bristol Gospel Travelers was out of sight. I would like to thank Mr. Louis Bruner for introducing me. That was an introduction that I shall never forget. And I know that the people in Bristol are very proud of Mr. Louis Bruner, who started feeding people some years ago. And this past Thanksgiving, he fed over 1,000 people. That's Mr. Louis Bruner. I call him the barbecue king. It was really great. And some of the people that attended the banquet was the superintendent of schools in Bristow, Oklahoma, who's a member of the Bristow Creek Branch NACP. The presidents of banks were there. It was really an integrated situation. Thank you to all of the people in Boley, Oklahoma. But on Sunday, November the 28th, they are having a blood giving activity at Rogers Chapel. That's Sunday, November the 28th from 1 to 5 p.m. They are giving a free T-shirt to each person that donates blood, and also a chance to win a trip to New York City for two. Now, those of you in Bristol that are going to donate blood, be sure to drink plenty of fluids and eat well before donating blood. Make sure to bring your photo ID so they can make sure you're the right person. Calvin, how are you this beautiful after Thanksgiving Saturday morning? How are you doing this morning?
Mom, I'm not going to tell.
Yes, Calvin, tell us how you're doing, please.
I'm not going to tell.
I know.
Mom, I'm doing real well. Let me borrow your mic for a minute while we kind of get things together here. First of all, let me say good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's such a thrill to be back here in the Blue Room again. We have something special going on this Saturday morning, and there's some comments. I heard you go through some of the activities that we've gone through, but we'll get to that as the program progresses. So, but I'm doing real well, Mom.
Oh, you should do well, because after all, you were in Bristol, Oklahoma last Saturday night, and you saw Mrs. Nash. What did Mrs. Nash tell you in Bristol?
Now, that was really an outstanding program. It was a thrill to be at the Bristow Creek Branch NACP Freedom Fund banquet, because I walked in the room there and I saw an old friend, a good friend, Miss Cynthia Hill, who was the MC for the program, and I looked around and I saw a guy back there. I thought he was a minister. I knew he was a minister. It looked like he was the last time I saw him. And by golly gee whiz, he's there in the kitchen. He had about 4 or 5 people running around trying to help him out. And yeah, I said, my goodness, that's the minister back there cooking? Or no, they just got him pouring the Kool-Aid or the drinks or something. Then it dawned on me that this young man has a catering program.
You know
And then,
anyone else? Do you know any other minister, Calvin, that can cook like that minister?
well, no, not like that minister. And then, wait, to top it off, I looked up as a part of the program. They had the Bristol Gospel Travelers. He comes out of the kitchen, dries his hands, and gets up behind that microphone and hits out with a beautiful tenor. And I had a really great time. But it was an experience of experiences. And Mrs. Nash, I told you I was going to tell it, and I'm going to tell it just like it happened. And you made it happen. We were there at the table, Mom. We were sitting there.
Tell me
And
about
I
it.
sit down at the table, and I noticed this lady looking at me. I said, well, good evening. How are you doing? I'm just fine. Okay. So I said, well, she seems a little grouchy. I better not talk to her too much. Then after the prayer, we're getting ready for the dinner. She grabs her knife and she says, I want to talk to you after the meeting. I said, uh-oh, what have I done to myself? What have I done? And then I thought about it. And I said, well, you can talk to me. Best to talk to me right now while there's a lot of witnesses, a lot of people around there. And Mrs. Nash sat there at the end of that table with this beautiful meal, this delicious Cornish hen and gravy and all this beautiful meal in front of me, nice hot coffee. Oh, man, I'm ready to enjoy myself. And she had the audacity to look me straight in my eye and told me that I need to quit talking so much here on the Clara Luper radio show. It is not Calvin Luper show. You can't be talking over your mama. You need to. And you know what, Calvin? You need not to be singing either. You can't sing. I said, Miss Nash.
Miss Nash told you couldn't sing.
And then she just broke off out in laughter because she does enjoy the show. And it kind of threw me off, but then I'm kind of glad that she told me. I didn't realize that we went all the way to Bristol, Oklahoma. So those of you in Bristol, when you see Mrs. Nash, you tell her that I said that she needs to quit talking so much, but to keep listening to the Clara Luper radio show, where we're beautiful and we're live and we're in living color. And we're getting ready for our very special Christmas holiday specials. We're getting ready for the holidays, and we want you to be ready. So call that friend. Call that neighbor and invite them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper radio show, live and in beautiful living color.
And thank you. Mrs. Nash really looked good. They were really, all of them, those are some well-dressed people down in Bristol.
That was quite a reception. And, Mom, you did a great job with your speech. I must compliment you. You took that turkey someplace I'd never seen a turkey go.
Well, thank you, Calvin. That really means something coming from you.
That was a turkey of turkey stories. You're going to have to share that with our listening audience before the program is over today.
Well, those people remembered my speech for some years ago when I was there. And the same people came back to hear me. That was really exciting.
That was a story. We'll mention that too. But, I'm proud of the Bristol branch NACP. In that they're still active and they're still an integral part of the community. And they were there at the community center, had an outstanding audience, had people from all walks of life there. And I'm just proud of Bristol. And, sometimes you can kind of get focused in on just what you're doing just in your little small community, like here in District 99, 97 here in Oklahoma City, and not realize that there are people out there in the smaller cities, but they're doing something together. And we can get that kind of cohesiveness here in Oklahoma City. I bet a lot of things will change real quick because over in Bristol, they're stepping up and they're moving forward. Way to go, Bristol NACP, adult branch, and they're developing youth council.
And maybe we can get the superintendent of schools in Oklahoma City to take out an NACP membership, get on the executive board, just like the superintendent in Bristol.
Well, wishful thinking. Maybe, just maybe, we could get the superintendent of schools to come to an NACP meeting.
Oh, you can. I'm sure he will.
Maybe.
He's
but
a great guy.
Meetings are important, but then over there, they're not only going to the meeting, they're backing it up. Many of the businesses there that you wouldn't think they could afford it, but they had tables there at the dinner. They had their presidents there. As you said, the school superintendent was there, representatives from the mayor's office, the business community, all around. Big farmers. It's amazing how many farmers there are that are doing so well in their business. I hate to wake up every morning and have to go feed 50, 100 head of cattle. But then these
Not
people
if they were yours.
No, but that make the difference. But I don't know. It still would be hard getting up that early in the morning. But they're doing it, and the farmers are the backbone not only of Oklahoma but for our entire nation. I'd hate to have to try to be growing my own food or growing my own livestock. That would really be something. I can look back. I think I would really be a lot thinner than I am now.
Well, speaking of being thin, don't have to be thin. You can be full if you know how to go to the right place to eat.
Now, where would that be, Mom?
There are so many right places, but I want you to go to Tom's Barbecue, located at 2504 Northeast 10th Street in Oklahoma City. Now, Tom will serve you barbecue just like you like it, and a lot of you are sad, and we all are. We are sad when we think of Leo's barbershop being burned, but they will soon be back. Barbecue place, but
Charles is trying. They're working real hard there.
It will soon be back, and that's good. But in the meantime, I want you to go to Tom's Barbecue. That's located on Northeast 10th Street. You cannot miss it. It's 2504 Northeast 10th Street in Oklahoma City.
Across from Edwards Elementary School.
Yeah, Calvin, I better give away some chitlins.
I got to give away any chitlins out there. You don't have a hard enough question yet. Well, okay, now, Dale, this is a little tough over here now. We're going to have the callers call in, and they're going to, she's going to go straight on the air with them. If they answer the question correctly, then I'll get their name and their address and their phone number, and they will receive a certificate from the Clara Luper Radio Show to go to Hometown IGA or to any of the winners there.
Oh, that's Hometown, Calvin. Don't say IGA.
Well,
it's hometown.
Okay, well, I'm just letting everybody know the procedure because we're definitely honored today after Thanksgiving to have the boss man out here working with us. Lex is up in Washington, D.C., enjoying the holidays with a young man that he's extremely proud of, and that's his brother who's finishing up his first semester at Howard University. So I'm looking forward to that report coming back from D.C., as I am other reports from some of those students out at Langston and Central State, some of those Clara Luper scholars from OCU. When those reports start coming in, and we can brag on them and tell you how well they're doing in their respective schools and in their respective subjects, because they got to go some to outdo those young people out at Langston. I still haven't truly mentally recovered from homecoming, because that homecoming was a special thing, and to see Dr. Holloway there, and then to see the naming of that highway, just to drive on it, I'm still so extremely proud on it. Matter of fact, Shelley and Mark, and Shelley's a Langston graduate, that was one of the first questions she was asking. How does the highway look? Shelley, you wouldn't believe it. You've got to hurry and get back to Oklahoma, and you got to see it and drive on it and understand how safe it is. And that has been an underlying thought that so many people are extremely proud of, the safety now on being able to come, instead of twisting through those little curves from Guthrie to Langston, just a straight line at 70 miles an hour. Way to go, Dr. Holloway, the state of Oklahoma. Dr. Ernest L. Holloway. Way to go, Department of Oklahoma Transportation, and thank you, Governor Nye.
Governor Nye? Governor Keaton.
Governor Keaton. I was wondering if you were listening.
I was sure to
See, I'm just testing and getting you ready. So those of you who are getting ready, want you to get ready too. You get your pen ready, your paper ready. Mom is going to ask the question. You can call us out here at 672-1220. You may go on the air with the answer. If your answer is correct, she will let you know. If your answer is wrong, she will definitely let you know.
Okay, the first question I want to know is concerning the Dred Scott. If you notice, this is the area when we discuss Dred Scott and his dreams and what have you.
Dred Scott.
Who was the Chief Justice that handed down the Dred Scott decision? The telephone number is 672-1220. Who was the Chief Justice that handed down the Dred Scott decision? This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and I want to remind all of you that we have holiday greetings from people that are extremely interested in you. They want you to have a happy, happy holiday, and you will be happy when you realize that somebody cares about you.
Well, somebody definitely cares, Mama, because they've called now, and I think they have an answer to the question. Good morning, caller. Thank you for being a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show.
How you doing, Calvin?
Just totally fantastic, full proud and happy.
This is Andre. I do know the answer to that question.
Andre, I do know the answer.
Andre who?
Carbon.
Okay.
And I do know the answer to that question. That
Tell
would
us.
be Chief Justice Taney.
Chief Justice
Who?
Taney.
Taney.
Okay,
Haney.
you're exactly right. And you won our first 10 10 pounds
10
of
pounds of
chitlins.
chitlins.
I can
All
see him
right.
cooking those chitlins.
Thank you, Andre Carbon. You're the first winner today. Way to go. Chief
okay.
Justice Andrew Haney.
No, Taney.
Taney.
Calvin.
Okay, I didn't know.
He told you who know.
He told
Okay, my next question. Who wrote Lift Every Voice and Sing? Who wrote Lift Every Voice and Sing?
I mean, the music or the words?
Who wrote Calvin.
I'm trying
who
to
wrote
make it
Lift Every
difficult.
Voice
Okay.
and Sing? Ted Hamlin, once again, is located at 4101 Northwest 127th Street, 122nd Street. His telephone number is 755-9052.
Ted Hamlin. What does he do?
He sells real estate. He'll
Okay.
fix you up with anything. But, you know, it's interesting to look at the flowers from Black's Flora, 8485 Northeast 23rd Street. The telephone number is 424-5715. And she will fit you up with flowers.
Special flowers. Good morning, caller. Thank you for being a part of the Clara Luper Radio Show. How are you doing this morning?
How are you?
Just fantastic now that we have you on the line. Tell me the answer to the question.
James Weldon Johnson.
Oh, yes,
James
who is
Wel-
this?
My name is Twyla Bryan.
Twyla. Okay.
Twyla, you are so right. Girl, you are something else. And you're going to get some chitlins.
Okay,
All
Twyla.
right.
Twyla,
Okay.
I don't have your address. Will you hold on just a minute and we'll get your address?
I don't want you to give it out on telephone because too many people be coming
No, we
to
don't
your
want it
house.
like that. That's why I asked her to hold on. Mom,
Okay.
see, I'm sure glad we have two mics out here because otherwise I'd be having to grab the mic, Mrs. Nash. Have to grab the mic and say, Mom, wait a minute, let me talk here and do that. But we have two winners, two questions, and we have about 10 more questions to go.
Okay, I have a
And we have a
biblical
lot to do.
question. In studying the Bible, we find out there was one prophet that cried all the time. He said, I shall weep day and night. The weeping prophet. Who was that? Who was that weeping prophet? Tell me. The telephone number is 672-1220.
If you're a star, if you have your mobile phone, I think you can call star 1220.
Okay.
The weeping prophet. Okay.
He cries all the time. Have you ever seen people that cry, complain all the time?
Not that are prophets.
That's right.
Well, Mom, you know this this Thanksgiving holiday has been something special. What are your plans for Christmas? Are you that far ahead yet?
Oh, I can't tell you what my plans, but I plan to get a lot of presents for Christmas.
I hope
That's-
not from your enemies, because the last time you asked that.
Okay.
Good morning, caller. Thank you for being a part of the
Morning.
Clara Luper Radio Show. How are you doing?
I'm just blessed by the best. Thank you.
Oh, outstanding. Do you have an answer to the question?
Yes, that is Jeremiah, the weeping prophet.
Yes, who is this?
My name is Joe Reed.
Joe Reed. You are exactly right. Joe Reed, the crying prophet, Jeremiah. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I thought that would be a difficult question. Joe
That's
Reed, you're
not
going to have
for
to
Joe
hold on.
Reed.
We'll get your address. And
She got some chitlins.
You go. Well, that was a surprise. I thought it would take 2 or 3 callers to get that. Mom,
Okay.
the questions, you've had 3 questions.
And 3 answers.
And 3 automatic
Okay,
answers.
the next question is about Dred Scott. About how old was Dred Scott when his case was heard in the Supreme Court? We know it took him a long time to get to the Supreme Court, but how old was he? About how old? Because, you know, slaves' births were not recorded as other persons. This is Clara Luper today, and I'm talking about Charles Pollard, 2626 North Post Road in Spencer or in Oklahoma City, whatever you want to call it. I would like for you to say to Charles how much you appreciate him extending holiday greetings to you. Holiday greetings are extended to you
Allstate.
today. Well, you talk about Allstate,
Well,
Kevin. That's right.
you know we can't go too much longer without bragging on a dynamic young lady, outstanding insurance agent. She's been in the business quite a few years, and you know what? She's located at 730 West Britton Road, has the best staff that you've ever met in your life. I'm talking about April, yours truly, and but she's a dynamic agent, and she cares about you. She cares about your home insurance needs, your life insurance needs, your automobile insurance needs, and if you're fortunate enough to have a helicopter or boat, she'll take care of those insurance needs. I'm not talking about nobody for my dear, sweet, beautiful sister, Marilyn Hildred, 730 West Britton Road. Phone number 843-0811. And my dynamic, vivacious, intelligent secretary, April Hildred, will be there. And we'll help you. We'll make sure that you take care of all of your insurance needs. So many things happen in life that you think you're prepared for. But then just the other day, a car accident. The other day, people down in Florida with the hurricanes and all that coming in. You never can be too well prepared. But give Merlin, give April, give us an opportunity.
What is that telephone number, Calvin?
843-0811. Give us an opportunity to help you with your insurance needs. Free call.
Well, insurance is something that you hate to pay, but you better not get in trouble
You need
without it.
That's right. Thank you, caller. We have another call on the line with, I hope, the answer. Can we get 4 in a row? We got a ringer here. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Uh-oh.
I believe he was around 43.
Oh, you're exactly wrong. Get off the air. You're contaminating my program. Isn't that something?
He believed.
He
He didn't
believed
say he
it.
knew, though.
No, he didn't know. He didn't know nothing. I don't even want to know his name. Please, please don't tell me
It's
your
hard
name.
being a slave, though, because I wonder, well, I
Well,
don't know.
at least, what did John C. Calhoun say? Slaves were happy.
Yeah, as long as they could eat, sing, and dance. Is that what it was?
No, they worked from song to song.
Okay. Okay. Let's try this caller here. We had 4 questions, only 1 wrong answer. Good morning, caller. Thank you for being a part
Give
of
us
this,
an answer first.
the Clara Luper Radio Show.
I would say 1951.
What?
I mean,
Oh, yeah. Thank
he
you.
was-
Get off the air. Get off the air. Get off the air. You come talking about years, and I'm talking about
1951.
age. Isn't that something?
Wonder what was that question?
I don't know. She didn't hear the question.
She didn't
Okay,
hear
well, she
that
better call back with the
Maybe
right
you ought to
answer.
ask that question.
I'm not going
again.
to ask that question
Now
again.
back
I
to
won't
Calhoun.
be
Now,
fair.
what did he say slave mentality did?
I don't know, but
You don't know.
but I know one thing. The Emancipation Proclamation freed the slaves that from states that had pulled out of the Union. And you know, at one time blacks couldn't learn to read. It was against the law, and some people think it's still against the law to learn to read, because when they go to school, they aren't learning to read, walking up and down the halls with their pants drooped. Oh, well. This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today's show is being brought to you by Adams Barbershop, located at 1517 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City. The telephone number is 424-3303. And not only that, we thank you for your support through the years.
Thank you, caller, for being so patient. Thank you for calling 672-1220. I have a feeling that you have the correct answer. Hello to you.
Hello.
Hello.
He was about 51.
Oh, you're wrong. Get off the air. Get
He
off
was
the
about
air.
51.
Get off the air. You're messing up my program.
Well, that's a hard
Isn't that
question.
something? See?
That's a hard question.
Oh, that's not
'Cause
hard.
if the
Nothing hard
slave
about it.
didn't, if the master didn't know how old the slave
The master,
was,
they have, in all of the books, they have the
approximately.
approximately age of Dred Scott. Well,
Well, maybe you ought to ask another question and we can move on.
Kevin, I'm not going to ask another question. I'm going to get the
You gonna
answer
stop
to
right
that
there?
question because of the fact that Sir Charles is located at 1200 South Air Depot in Oklahoma City. You know, Charles has been in business a long time. He's maintained his own business, doing a beautiful job. I got to go out and talk to Charles
He's a
at
tailor of tailors.
730-7600.
You know where he gained his initial experience at?
Where?
At Douglas High School, there when they had a vocational education class. He took tailoring, and he's taken that all the way across this world. I think even during the service, he still was assisting people with their tailoring needs. Then when he got out, he came back to Oklahoma City, opened up that business, and hadn't looked back yet. Way to go, Charles. We're extremely proud of you. What's that address again, Mom, for Sir Charles the Taylor?
Sir Charles Taylor is at 1200 South Air Depot.
Douglas High School graduate.
730-7600. Okay,
That brings to
well,
mind another Douglas High School graduate, even though, well, we'll talk about that later, even though it's not a paid ad. But I'm just thinking of the vocational educational department and how it has grown now in the Metro Tech and all that, but how those young people that went
okay,
to
we
that.
have someone on
Good
telephone,
morning, caller.
Calvin.
Good morning, caller. Shut up, Calvin. Don't kick my leg no more, Mama. Good morning, caller. Thank you
Good
for being
morning.
so patient. How are you
morning.
doing?
Fine.
Good.
Approximately 42 years old.
No. Isn't that something? Contaminating the air. with wrong answers. The answers must be correct.
Well, maybe we ought to skip that question.
We are going to skip that question. Somebody should know.
Let's try this caller.
Okay.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
He was around 62 years old.
62 around.
Around 62.
60
What you mean around?
Okay, he was 62 years old.
No, get off there. Thank you. Around. I never heard nobody being around.
Well,
What you mean around
approximately
62?
62, approximately 51.
Oh,
But we know how old he's
well,
not.
maybe they don't know. We've had how many wrong answers?
We've had quite.
I have a good question. Who was the brown bomber? He was known in the sports world as the brown bomber.
Okay.
You know, you should know your history. Unless you know where you've been, you can't know where you have to go.
I'm
The
trying to
brown
understand
bomber.
this Dred Scott story, but then I'll get
that
that
Dred
better.
Scott story will be presented at Quays United Methodist Fellowship Hall, January the 8th. Tickets are on sale now. The tickets are only $10. Children $5. If you want to see the Dred Scott